Now that Divi custom post types has been released, I'm going to be doing a series of Learndash tutorials which show you how this integration works well together. I've given this a try and it is really fantastic. Now, before we continue, I would like to talk about what the Divi custom post types is and how this is actually good news if you want to create a learning management system with Divi and Learndash. So what custom post types does, it allows us to use the Divi builder on the pages that are created by our LMS, our learning management system. Whereas before, Divi did not support that. So we had to use a plugin like Divi Booster in order for us to activate these areas that are added in from the learning management system. Now this, sometimes like in my case, it created a lot of problems. So what I'll be doing in this tutorial is I'm going to be showing you step by step how this works, where you need to activate it, and pretty much how you need to start putting your pages together and how the builder actually works with this update. Today's episode is brought to you by divicake.com. Check out their huge selection of Divi themes, plugins, and layouts. The link to that is in the description below. Okay, so right now I'm in the admin dashboard of my website. And by the way, if you want to buy the Learndash plugin, you can find it on learndash.com, or you can use my affiliate link, which is in the show notes below. And if you use my affiliate link, I will give you access to the course, which is in progress at the moment, but I'll add you onto the waiting list. So as soon as that course comes out, you will have full access to that course on how to build websites using Learndash and Divi. This is a very powerful plugin. So as you can see, it's used by quite a lot of companies, and some of these very notable. You can see here there's Infusionsoft, University of Florida, WP Elevation, and so on. So it's a very powerful plugin, so I highly recommend it. Okay, so over here to our website. So once you've downloaded the plugin and you've installed it, the first thing you need to do is to enable the custom post types. So what you want to do is to come over here to Divi and click on theme options. So once you've clicked the theme options, we are here now in the options. So the first thing you need to do is to come over here to the builder. This is where the integration is. So we can see here that it's already enabled, but that's because I went ahead and did that. But by default, this is not enabled. So what you want to do is to make sure that you come in here and make sure that the courses is enabled, the lessons enabled, the quizzes, the topics, the certificates, and also the projects. Okay, so this just ensures that everything will work well with the Divi builder. Right, so now with that all set, click on Save Changes. Now it's time to create your course. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly create a dummy course, and then I'm going to add some content onto it to show you how this custom post types works with Learndash. Right. Okay, so I'm going to come over here to Learndash LMS, click on courses. So right now I've created a course 1. Let's just create another one quickly. So I'm just going to click here on add new. We're going to call this course 2. Let's go to the Divi builder. I'm going to click on that. So now I can start inserting my columns and so on. So over here, I would like to have my course to fill in the whole page, the whole width. So I'm going to come over here to the top and say no sidebar. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead now and click on Use Visual Builder. Okay, so I'm going to click on Build from Scratch. I'm going to start here with a single row. And in that row, let's add a text module. So I'm just going to search for it to make things easier for me. I'm going to select it. So now I can start adding all my content. Okay, so I'm going to just click over here and just get my Lorem 2 dummy text. I'm just going to keep this open so I can add more information here when I need to. Okay, so my information is in here. I may want to add a title here for my heading. So let's just use the Lorem text from here. I'm going to add my title quickly, and I'm going to give it an H1. Okay, so add that in here. Do the same here. So what I'll be doing here is I won't be styling this too much because I don't want to spend too much time styling this, because this tutorial is just about showing you how we can start adding content on this course page. Okay, so now with that, we have our title, we have our description. The next thing I can add is maybe a video that describes what this course is about. So I'm going to go in here. In fact, I can even add a new row. and add my video that way. So I'm going to search for my video module. So this could be like an introductory video. So I'm going to save this. So as you can see, I'm actually populating this page, this courses page, with content. So this is actually great. So now let's say I need to add a background to this. I'm going to come over here, click on background and add my background color. Great. Okay, so that's my background. So this is course 2. So when people come to my page, this is what they see. Now, once I start adding all the lessons will be shown just below this area here, or this section, so which is fantastic. So let me just go back in here and add a bit of padding to the bottom of that. So I'm just going to search for padding. In fact, no, it's margins that I need. Now, the reason why I'm adding margins is because here, where it says submit a comment, it's way too close. So I'm going to add that to the bottom like that. Okay, so we have margin bottom. Now I can save. So let's say, of course, you don't want these comments. You can actually disable comments altogether by going into Divi options. Right. Okay. So now that my course 2 page is done, I can save that, and you can stylize this and make it look, however you want. So this is the great thing about the Divi custom post types. We are now able to customize this using the Divi builder. Now that I've done the course page, let's take a look at how the actual lessons page look like. Okay. So now that I've saved this, I'm going to exit the visual builder. And then I'm going to go back to my dashboard and create my page. So I'm going to go back over here and click on lessons. Okay. Right. So over here we have lesson 1. I'm just going to click on edit so you can see what you can actually do with lesson 1. So I'm going to click on use visual builder so I can just show you what I've managed to add on this page. Great. So what I've done here is I've managed to add my video, and again you can see that I have my row in this area here, and also I have my section, so I can actually go into the section here and make all my design changes to it. I can go into the sizing, adjust my width, I can go into spacing, and I could play around with all the margins and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's looking great. Now let's say you don't want this sidebar. Again, you can disable that by just going into edit lesson. So let's save and exit. Right. So you can come over here to the top right and click on right sidebar and activate it, and make sure you have no sidebar activated. Okay. Click update. So now our layout will be edge to edge with no sidebars. So I prefer this actually because most of my courses are going to be video based. So I'd rather see my visitors get to see this video here as the main content. And then if there's any supporting content, it needs to be here on the bottom. So we notice here that we may not have maybe a way of getting our students to go to the next video. You can actually add a manual button here, or you can actually divide this bottom here into 2/3 and 1/3 and add your sidebar that way. So that will look actually amazing. So as you can see here, your video will play. I'm just going to pause that, and your description goes in here. So again, this is the Divi layout, which enabled us to have this layout. So I'm going to click on Enable Visual Builder and show you even more items that we can add to this. So let's say you want to add more things in here. All you have to do is to add your row, and you can specify how many rows, how many columns you need. And let's say you have an audio track that needs to go with this. You just click on audio, add your information here, your title and so on. And with the background, you can get rid of it if you wanted to, but I'm just going to leave this as it is, or maybe even change the color that works with my design like that. And then once you've done that, all you have to do is to upload the actual audio that goes with the course or with the lesson, and then click on Save Changes, and that player will show on here. So as you can see, this page now has become even more beautiful because we can add all the content that we need in here, including shortcodes, right? So that's fantastic. Now, it doesn't end there because we also have other pages that we can add our shortcodes to. So let's go back over here to my dashboard, and I'll show you how the students' ID page would look like. So I'm going to come back over here to dashboard. I'm just going to click Save and Exit. So the students dashboard page, we can really customize it and make it look really, really cool. And this is something that we were struggling with before when this integration was not there. So I'm going to click on add new here to add a new page. And then I'm going to call this page dashboard like that. Click on use the Divi builder. Right, so I prefer using the visual builder, so that's why I'm going straight to the visual builder here. Right, okay, so now that I'm in the visual builder, I'm going to click on build from scratch, and then I'm going to choose my single row. And in here, I'm just going to add a text module. Okay, even a code module will do as well. So I'm just going to add my shortcode, and this shortcode works with Learndash. So you have to make sure that you add it as it is. Great, so now I'm going to go ahead and save. So as you can see, the contents of the dashboard has been added in this area here. So what I can further do here is to go into my section and add a background color. So I'm just doing this just to show you how flexible this is. So I can also come into this area here, into my row, and I can also go into, let's say, padding, and add my padding all around. So let's say I need padding of 40, add my chain, same here, I'm going to add 40. So I'm just doing this quickly just so that you see, you know, the power of the builder. Right, so I'm going to come over here to background. So let's say I need to add a background, which is even darker here. I mean, I can actually do that, or maybe we can even add a color to that. But anyway, I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm going to save that. Okay, I'm going to click on exit the visual builder. So you may be wondering why that was happening. That's because the shortcode is pulling some content in. So this is now the students dashboard. So they can come here and they can see how many, the courses they're subscribed to. And if there are lessons here in this course, all those lessons will be shown right here. Okay, there'll be a list of them. And again, over here, this is course 1. The same thing, all the lessons will be listed in there, which is fantastic. Now, let's say you want to add a welcome video here. Okay, you can also do that. So let's go ahead and add that. So I'm going to go back into my visual builder and add another row. Right, so I'm going to come over here and let's add another row, but this time let's have a 2/3, 1/3 column. Right, so in this one here, we're going to add a video like that. So I'm just going to add it as it is. In fact, why not add an overlay image? So I'm going to click my image because I prefer the overlay because it just makes things look nice. So I'm just going to choose a random image here. In fact, let me choose the image of this guy here. Upload an image. Great, so that's my overlay image. So this could be a page which teaches people how to use the guitar or whatever it is. So that would work with my theme. Okay, great. So I've got that. I'm going to save. And then let's say over here, you want to add a series of buttons that direct all your students to a specific page. So let's say here is the support button like that. Save this. You can go in and customize it, by the way. I'm going to duplicate this and maybe instead of support, maybe this one is a forum. That. And maybe you want to add another one on discounts, but you can see where I'm going with this. And you can also add titles to these sections. So let's say, in fact, let me close this. Let me add a new module. Okay, so let's add a text module like that. So we can add a title here. Okay, so let's give this a title of H2. Okay, so that's my title. And ideally, the title needs to be on the top. So let's do that. Great. So you can have buttons here. And let's say you don't want any buttons, but you want to promote an upcoming course and that course has a time. You can add a countdown timer. So let's add a timer like that. So there we go. We have a countdown timer and you can position this the way you want by obviously coming here to your margin top. So let's add that. So we want this to be in line with our video, and maybe for this you want to add a different color background, so you can always come here and change your background. Okay, like that. So that could be an upcoming course. to be released in 29 days. So that's pretty cool. So that's the dashboard, and this is what people see every time they sign into their dashboard area. So there are endless possibilities that you can use with this integration, and I'm really excited about it. In fact, I'll be doing a course on how to create a course website using Learndash and Divi, now that we have the Divi custom post types update. So it's going to be really exciting. So make sure that you keep an eye on that by subscribing to my YouTube channel, or by going to Divi University and making sure that you are on the mailing list. By doing that, you'll be notified every time or when the course is going to be released. But it's in production now, because this release of the Divi custom post types is recent, so I need a bit of time to put all this together. But I'm really excited about this update, and now we have the opportunity of building these websites without a lot of additional plugins. So yeah, that's it. Today's episode is brought to you by divicake.com. Check out their huge selection of Divi themes, plugins, and layouts. The link to that is in the description below. Okay, so that does it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification. By doing so, you'll be notified every time I release new tutorials. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.